College from Overland Park, Kansas. And the Jaguars of Danville Area Community College of Danville, Illinois. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Cavaliers, at one guard, a 6'4" sophomore, number 33, Mark DeBon. At the other guard, a 6-foot freshman, number 42, Chris Lawler. At one forward, a 6'6" freshman, number 21, Brandon Sims. At the other forward, a 6'6" sophomore, number 43, Jimmy Hubbard. And in the middle, a 6'7" sophomore, number 50, Joel Yaldell. The head coach of the Cavaliers is Mike Jeffers. And now, the starting lineup for the Jaguars of Danville Area Community College. At one guard, a 6'2" sophomore, number 23, Oscar Sanders. At the other guard, a 6'1" sophomore, number 24, Pat Pachciarz. At one forward, a 6'5" sophomore, number 30, Sherman Foster. At the other forward, a 6'5" freshman, number 44, Ryan Petty. And in the middle, a 6'7" sophomore, number 52, Eric Souder. And the mascot is Buzz. The head coach of the Jaguars is John Spezia.
And our thanks to our public address announcer as we get set for the announcement of our, or through the announcement of our starting lineups, and we get set for our tip-off here between Danville Area Community College and the Cavaliers of Johnson County Community College. Right up front, the Cavaliers have to figure in a couple of things, Wayne Baker. A few points because you're playing Danville Area at home, and a few points on the buzz factor.
Well, that's got to be an advantage, obviously. The Danville kids have slept at home. They've played and practiced all year on this court. They're in front of the home team fans. But ultimately, all Njcaa contests end up being decided on somebody's home floor. That's the way it works. We have very few neutral events. And once the ball's thrown up and everybody gets settled down, the better team's going to win.
We are set. The players are set. And the second semifinal of the 2001 tournament is underway in Danville Area with the basketball. They've got it. Out on the right-hand side, Sanders. Sanders on the bounce pass. In the middle, gives to Foster. Foster up top. Works to Sanders. Sanders to the left-hand side, Pachciarz. Pachciarz with the basketball. Dribbles up top and gives to Petty. Petty on the kick to Pachciarz. Pachciarz looks down low and feeds to Foster. Foster around the perimeter. Upstairs to Pachciarz. Pachciarz out to the right-hand side, Sanders. Down low, works to Souder. Souder on the baseline. Holds, feeds up top. Petty with the basketball. Shot clock at 2. He shoots and scores.
Well, that's pass and screen basketball right there. Pat make about 10 passes, about 12 screens, shoot the ball at the buzzer from the top of the key and score.
Johnson County to the right-hand side. DeBon with the basketball out beyond the perimeter. Looks down low and hands it off to Sims. Sims will bring it up top. Feeds to Lawler. Lawler with the basketball. On the give in the middle, DeBon. DeBon up top and across to Hubbard. Hubbard out on the left-hand side for Johnson County. Dribbles to the baseline, pulls up, ball blocked, and he traveled.
Well, one thing I think you're going to see Danville try to do is keep pressure out on the ball. I think they feel that they have the defensive ability to go out and pressure the three-point shooters and try to make them put the ball on the floor and go. So I think you'll continue to see pressure from Danville out front.
Sanders to Foster inside, and it's going to be picked off by Lawler. Lawler will bring it up the floor. 2-on-1, and the layup by DeBon won't go. Rebound put back on the way. It won't fall, and this time the rebound is controlled by the Jaguars. Foster across the timeline to the left-hand side, Petty. Petty to Pachciarz. Pachciarz works it in the middle of the floor, in and out of the hands of Sanders, but touched by Lawler. And it'll belong to Danville area over on the left-hand side of the forecourt. Pachciarz on the inbound. Gives down deep. Sowder out beyond the perimeter. Back up top, Pachciarz. Pachciarz will work the ball in the middle to Sanders. Sanders looks out on the right-hand side, now dribbles to the left. Beyond the perimeter, he kicks off over into the corner. Foster with the ball up top, Sowder. Sowder at the free throw line. Dumps it inside, the shot clock at 1. The shot way hard off the glass, and the rebound by Johnson County. On the floor, they'll feed. Lawler over to the right-hand corner, gives to Sims, shoots the 3, scores the 3.
That's the kind of basketball Johnson County likes to do, is bring the ball down in a hurry, get guys spotted up, look for the good shot. If they don't have that shot, then they'll get into their half-court set.
3-2, the lead by Johnson County. Danville area with the ball. Petty out to the right-hand side, gives to Pachciarz. Pachciarz has it stripped out of his hands. Loose ball on the floor. Johnson County comes up with it on the floor. Yeldell is going to call timeout. It'll be a 30 with 17:27 left to play here in the first half. And the Cavaliers use their first of 6 timeouts.
Well, Johnson County's going to do defensively things very similar to Danville. They're going to pressure the ball. They're going to play a man-to-man. They're going to get after you from the beginning. They've got some big bodies. I know that Danville thinks that they have more big bodies, but you're going to see a lot of banging around in there today, and I think this could be a game of attrition to see who's left in the second half after all the banging happens, because Danville's going to screen away from the ball, and when they screen hard. Johnson County, on the other hand, is going to bring the ball down in a hurry. They're going to spot up their three-point shooters and get their big bodies inside for the putback.
Johnson County up the floor. They've got a 1-point lead over Danville area. 17:20 left to play here in the first half. Lawler with the basketball. On the bounce to the right-hand side. Gives to Sims. He'll shoot, and he's going to be fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot a couple. That foul is going to be on Ryan Petty. It'll be his first, and it'll be Danville's first. Wayne Baker, I've seen a lot of basketball games, just as I'm sure you have, and very rarely have I ever seen a group of students come to a game dressed in diapers. Yet 3 men.
I'm not sure I want to see that.
Well, that was kind of my feelings.
They were dressed that way, similar to that last night. There were more people here, and they weren't quite so obvious, and that was probably better last night.
Well, last night it was a skirt. Tonight it's diapers. If Danville area is in the championship tomorrow, I do not even want to see what they wear, if anything.
Hopefully it's something.
Danville area with the ball out on the left-hand side. Sanders had it knocked out of his hands by Lawler. They work it down low. Sowder with the basketball up top and around the perimeter. In between the circles, they give to Pachciarz. He'll shoot the 3, and it's good. Pachciarz with his first 3, and we're tied at 5. 16:40 left to go here in the first half. Out to the left-hand side. Hubbard holds the ball for Johnson County. Gives to Sims. Shoots the trifecta. Missed it off the back of the rim, and the rebound by Danville area. Sanders out on the left-hand side. On the cross court to the right-hand side where they work it to Foster. Foster at the top of the key. Kicks off right-hand side, Sowder. Sowder will bring it top of the key. Pachciarz over to the left-hand side. Sanders down low. Foster, 12-footer, won't go. Rebound fought for inside, and it's going to be picked up by the Cavaliers. Johnson County will clear. Lawler across the green stripe at mid-floor. Up to the left-hand side. Yeldell at the top of the key. Eyes the right and now gives it to Sims. On the lob, down low to Bond. Layup, good.
It was a good pass that time into Sims. I think Sims got away with a push-off when he tried to create separation between himself and Sowder. Got away with it and ended up 2 points for Johnson County.
Sanders into the forecourt with the Jaguars down by 2. 15:50 left to go here in the first half. Pachciarz on the give down low to Sanders, and we've got a whistle. That's a break for Danville area because they threw the ball over the head of Sanders and out of play, but the foul by Yeldell was created beforehand. That'll be his first, and the first against Mike Jeffers' Cavaliers. On the inbound, Foster gets it above the arc, left-hand side. Gives to Petty. Petty on the baseline. Out top, Pachciarz. Pachciarz is going to take it into the lane. Shoots. Missed it. Rebound to Bond. DeBon on the outlet to the left-hand side. Lawler will bring it into the forecourt. Hubbard on the cross court. Sims stops. Now feeds to Hubbard. Hubbard has the wide open 3. Takes it. Scores it. Hubbard with his first 3, and John Spezia wants a 32nd.
Hubbard's one of those players. He was with Coach Spezia on the trip to Antigua last summer where we took the Division II and III players. He's one of those players, as we talked last game, if he's squared up to the basket, he's very, very tough. He is not quite as good a player having to penetrate and go to the hole. If you make him put the ball on the floor, you can defend him. If you let him stand and shoot, he'll shoot you clear out of the building.
What's the future on a kid like him with his size and the great outside perimeter shooting?
Well, the future is very good for him because he's already committed to the University of Cincinnati. So I think his future with Cincinnati is going to be two things. I think he's a good body at a size where he can shoot over people outside, and I think that's what they're going to have him do. They've got penetrators and rebounders. They don't need any more of that.
10-5, the lead by the Cavaliers. Danville area with the ball, trying to push it inside, and a foul as the Jaguars lost the handle on the basketball, and Foster going after it commits a personal. That's his first. It'll be the second against John Spezia's green and gold Jaguars, and Johnson County will work it into the forecourt across the mid-floor to the right-hand side. Lawler now kicks it left. Sims to Hubbard. Hubbard out beyond the perimeter, looking for a move. Instead, he'll give it to DeBon up top to the right-hand side. Howard with the ball on the bounce pass, cross court. Sims, left-hand side. Hubbard down low to DeBon, and DeBon is going to be fouled. That foul is going to come on Danville area's Eric Souder. It'll be his first and the team's third.
I think the other thing here is that Danville is going to make you be physical. And I don't think with Danville's depth, they mind giving up some fouls inside.
DeBon on the drive, tosses up the one-hander, and it goes. He's got 4. 12-5, the 7-point Johnson County lead. BACC into the forecourt. Sanders orchestrates traffic from the left, now brings it to the right. Pachciarz, Petty, down low, Souder on the baseline with the reverse, missed it, rebound, tip, it won't go. Foot 4 inside, and Johnson County will clear. On the outlet, Howard to Lawler to Sims. Sims into the forecourt, up top Lawler. Lawler between the circles. Brings it back out and now dribbles to the left-hand side. He gives it up to Hubbard. Hubbard to DeBon. DeBon to the right side, Howard. Howard at the free throw line extension. On the cross court, now feeds down low Lawler. Lawler around the perimeter. Looking to the left-hand side. Dribbles down towards the right. Out beyond the arc. Gives it in the middle to DeBon. DeBon has the ball knocked out of his hands. Picking it up is Lawler. Will give to Sims. Shoots the 3. Scores it at the buzzer of the shot clock. Sims with 8, and it's a 10-point lead for Johnson County. Sanders for Danville area with the ball to Foster. Foster at the free throw line extension. Dribbles out, gives it in the middle of the floor. Back to Foster over on the left-hand side. He'll drive the baseline, off the glass and good. Foster with 2, 15-7, an 8-point lead for Johnson County. They've got the basketball to the left-hand side. They work the ball over on the left to Hubbard. Underneath to DeBon, back to Hubbard. Hubbard up top, Sims. Sims will fire up another trifecta. This one he misses off the front of the rim, and the Jaguars with the rebound. 13 minutes left to go here in the first half. Pachciarz with the Danville area ball on the left-hand side. Up top it comes to Sanders. Sanders to Foster. He'll hold on the right. Gives to Souder. Souder on the baseline. Up top Pachciarz. Pachciarz with the bounce pass to Souder. Souder holds, feeds upstairs Pachciarz. To the left-hand side, Sanders. Sanders will dribble into the lane, stops, pops, missed it, rebound, scooped up by Sims, and Johnson County has the basketball. 4 subs await for John Spezia, 2 for Mike Jeffers. Meanwhile, Hubbard with the ball, gives to Lawler, shoots the 3, in and out, it won't go, and the rebound tapped out of play, and it belongs to Danville area. And both teams trying some wholesale substitutions.
Danville brings in 4 new ones, and Johnson County brings in 2 new ones. The pace has been pretty quick, but even more than that, we played 8 minutes with very few whistles, so there's been a lot of up and down. And with the size of these kids, especially the Danville kids, they're going to have to substitute.
Out on the right-hand side with the basketball, the Jaguars work in the middle to Crawford. Crawford holds and now feeds up top to Sanders. Sanders to the left-hand side, gives to Lesko. Lesko on the baseline, missed it, gets his own rebound, fights for some room, and he gets the putback. He's got his first 2, and we've got a player in the backcourt for Danville area I think he was looking for a contact and he found it. Shedrick Crawford. Well, how do you find a contact in the middle of all that green paint? Everybody running around.
He stopped right where he was, looked right down, picked it up. Now, how many times is that going to happen? I can't find my golf ball on the course, and he can find a contact lens out there on a basketball court. Of course, my ball sometimes isn't always right there where it's easy to find. You know, in the trees and the water, sometimes it's difficult to find.
I like to play military golf. Left, right, right.
Been there, done that.
11:55 left to go here in the first half. 15-9, Johnson County with the lead and the ball off to the left-hand side. It's Lawler out beyond the arc. He feeds it across the middle into the hands of Bubalo. Bubalo off to the right side, Howard. Howard has the ball knocked out of his hands, trying to get it to Eldell. Now gives upstairs to Lawler. Lawler over to the right-hand side. Bubalo in the middle to Eldell, and back out top it comes to Lawler. Lawler rolls to the right-hand side. Stopped. Now hands it off to Bubalo. Bubalo is going to be fouled up top, and that foul is going to be on Eric Durrett with the shot clock at 4.
That's the difficult thing about that foul is they just really busted their tail. Dacc did for 31 seconds of the 35, and Johnson County wasn't close to getting a good shot out of that.
4 team fouls on Danville area. Bubalo will inbound the basketball in front of us, and he does so, and over in the back as Seth Osborne grabbed it in the forecourt, landed in the backcourt, and that turnover will give Danville area the basketball back. Now Durrett is going to inbound the basketball over on the left-hand side of the forecourt. He'll put it into the backcourt, and walking it across the timeline will be Sanders. Sanders down low to Akers. Akers on the cross-court feed, gives to Durrett. Durrett's going to dribble into the paint. Dumps upstairs to Lesko. Lesko around the perimeter to Sanders. Sanders will take it into the lane. Stops, feeds, left-hand side. 3 on the way by Durrett, and it's good. 15-12. Johnson County with a 3-point lead in the basketball. Bubalo out on the left. Gives it, middle of the floor. Carlson jumper, no good, and the rebound by Lesko for Danville area. On the outlet to Sanders. Sanders down the left-hand side of the floor. Works to Durrett, now to Lesko. Lesko out beyond the arch. Feeds down low to Akers. Akers on the cross court. Sanders fakes the 3, drives in the paint. 12-footer on the way, won't go. Rebound inside, put back, good for Virgil Akers. First 2 for Akers, and Johnson County's lead is cut to 1, 15-14. On the bounce pass to the left-hand side. Cavaliers with the ball, and a foul is going to be whistled against Shedrick Crawford.
Well, both teams doing a great job offensively right now. They're both patient, even though they can score points. Johnson County is probably as patient a team as I've ever seen for one that has put up over 800 three-point attempts on the season so far. Usually those are the teams that run and gun and fired up, but they're very patient in their sets coming off of screens.
Well, when you watch both of these teams, you feel as though ball possession time is very important to both coaches. Osborne with the ball up top. He's going to hook Durrett and ride to the baseline. Has the ball knocked out of his hands. He's able to come up with it. Now a loose ball on the floor, and Durrett has it. And we've got an intentional foul in the backcourt. Seth Osborne is going to be called for the intentional foul in the backcourt. That's going to give Danville area some free throws and the ball out of bounds.
I understand his frustration there. Now, should have he had an intentional foul, a frustration foul? Absolutely not. He's costing his team right here. Johnson County's one up with a chance to go behind here. But he got beat up pretty good down here.
Oh.
He got trapped. They were beating on him. They knocked him down. He kept his dribble. He got up. They knocked him down again, got the ball. And when I say knocked him down, I really think he got fouled.
Yeah, I agree with you there. In fact, it happened right in front of us. We were able to see it all. Akers unable to help his team as he misses both free throws. Danville will get the ball out of bounds. And it'll happen in the backcourt. But how many times do you see that, Wayne Baker, where a player has the ball stripped away from him in the backcourt, and then as the opposing team goes up the floor, he tries to steal it back and gets called for the foul? Foster with the ball, has it knocked out of his hands. It comes to Durrett for Danville area. They trail by 1, 9:50 left to go here in the first half. Off to the right-hand side. They work the ball to Foster. Foster dribbles into the paint, dumps it off. Jumper by Lesko, good, and Danville area's got the lead. Up the floor, Johnson County pushes to the left-hand side. They give the ball to Hubbard. Hubbard is going to drive to the baseline. Underneath, he traveled. He plowed into Akers. Akers thought he was going to get the charge, and then he actually stumbled over Akers' feet and was called for the travel.
Well, that's 2 times in a row now that pretty intense defensive pressure has forced Johnson County into frustration, fouls, and turnovers.
Across midfloor, Durrett with the basketball. It's an 11-0 run for Danville area. 16-15, they lead by 1. LESKO with the ball. To Durrett, it's knocked out of his hands, but right to Akers. Akers to Crawford. Crawford to the left-hand side. Gives the ball to Durrett. Durrett up top, picked clean by Lawler. Lawler's going to go coast to coast, one-on-one, and the layup is no good, but he's fouled, and he's going to the line to shoot 2.
Very close to a 3-point play attempt right there. The foul came a little bit too late. I mean, you could see out here at the free throw line that there was going to be a foul committed. The player for Danville's got to go ahead and go in and make contact earlier if his intent is to foul. You can't let the Johnson County player get all the way to the basket before you foul. Both teams are a little bit frustrated offensively, and that's due to the fact that both these teams are playing fantastic defense right now in a tough half-court man-to-man in-your-face set.
And it's Lawler at the line. He misses the first free throw. 16-15, Danville area with the lead on the 11-0 run. Next free throw by Lawler. It's good, and finally the scoreless streak has been broken. Lawler with his first point of the game, and we're tied at 16. 8:55 to go here in the first half of this second semifinal. The winner of this game will play Mott Community College in the national championship. Akers up top, gives to Sanders. Sanders to the left-hand side, works it. LESKO to the right side, Foster, shot is blocked. Loose ball on the floor, Akers will pick it up, kicks to Sanders. Left-hand side, LESKO, 18-footer is good! 6 points for LESKO, 18-16, Danville area with the lead. Off to the left-hand side, Hubbard with the ball for the Cavaliers. Up top, he'll give. Lawler hands it off to Hubbard. Hubbard working one-on-one with LESKO, gives the ball to Lawler. Lawler up top, Yeldell. Right-hand side, Sims. Sims beyond the arc, feeds to Hubbard. Hubbard wide open, kicks to Lawler. He'll shoot the 3. He got it!
That's what happens with 3-point shooting teams. If you're going to go for the steal or make a commitment, you better get it because they're going to hit the guy spotted up. And again, a team that's shot 800, probably 900 3-point attempts in the season by now, they're not going to pass up those kind of opportunities.
Johnson County back up by 1. 19-18, 7:45 left to go in the first half. Akers with an open free throw. He'll shoot it down underneath to Crawford, and the layup is good.
Great pass by Akers on that play.
Quickly up the floor, Hubbard with the basketball on the left-hand side for Johnson County. The seesaw lead continues. 20-19, Danville area now has the 1-point edge. Hubbard holds beyond the arc, gives to Lawler. Lawler out on the right-hand side. Now brings it back up top near the Jaguar script across the right side of the forecourt. Lawler with a bounce pass inside to Bond. To Bond, outside Sims, shoots the 3. In and out, it won't go, on the rebound by Danville area. Akers with the board.
Akers has been hurt ever since they came down on this play. I don't know what he did down on the other end, but Coach Spage has been trying to get a substitute for him. He's going to go ahead and have to call a timeout.
7:06 left to go here in the first half. Spezia takes the 30-second timeout, 20-19. The 1-point lead belongs to Danville area, and Rob McConkey, the athletic trainer on staff here for the national tournament, grabs Akers and immediately takes him to the locker room.
I think he just maybe he just wants to see what the KU Illinois score is.
I don't think that one has started yet. But we have plenty of people who are going to be here to help us out with that score, too. Wayne Baker, Mike Holvey, our sports information director of the tournament. His staff, including Susan Robinson, Tim Fisher, and Jake Casper, are all geared up to give us scores throughout the night. We are going to stay with this game here at Danville area from the national tournament on WDAN. If you've got 2 radios at home, you can listen to Danville area on one and then turn to the sister station, WDNL 102.1 FM for the Illinois score. Meanwhile, Danville on the drive, missed the shot on the layup. Rebound picked up by Johnson County, but they come down. A pile of them fall to the floor, and traveling is the call.
The reason it's a good call is because the pile was all maroon.
Danville area inbounds underneath the Jaguar den. Up top it comes to Foster. Foster holds out on the right-hand side. He works in the middle of the floor to Petty. Petty back to Foster. Down to Crawford. Crawford looking for help in the middle. He throws it in and out of the hands of Sowder, and it's picked off by Lawler, and a turnover by DACC comes the other way. Hubbard with the ball for the Cavaliers on the left-hand side. 6:30 left to go here in the first half. 20-19 on the drive. Lawler shot blocked. Rebound by DeBon. Putback is good. DeBon with 6, and the one-point swing now belongs in favor of Johnson County. Sanders in the middle to Petty. Petty, top of the key, goes to the left-hand side. Works the ball to Foster. Foster to Crawford to Foster. Foster on the left-hand lob, down low, works it to Petty. Petty double team, comes up top. Foster will shoot the 18-footer, and it's good.
Danville's getting great ball movement. Johnson County has switched to a zone defense and are trying to slide with the passes. Danville's doing a great job of moving the ball around the perimeter.
Lawler out on the right-hand side. Dribbles out beyond the arc and looking around. Comes up top to Sims. Sims for the Cavaliers. Feeds to the right-hand side, Lawler. Lawler will take it down to the baseline and now pulls out on the cross court to Hubbard. Hubbard guarded by Petty. Trying to take him to the baseline. Instead kicks up top Lawler. Down low to Yeldell. Yeldell on the baseline. Turnaround jumper. It is good.
Same thing on this end. Great ball movement. These are two very well-coached teams playing against good defensive effort on both parts. Johnson County looks like they're back into the man-to-man pressure now.
23-22, Johnson County with the lead. 5:11 left to go on a moving clock here in the first half. Danville area with the ball. Sowder up top to the left-hand side, Sanders. Sanders looking down low, now dribbles in the middle of the floor. Kicks right-hand side, Foster. Foster gives to Crawford. Crawford to Sanders. Sanders off the pick, rolls to the left, gives in the middle. Petty with the 18-footer. It's good. 24-23, DACC up by 1. 4:40 left to go, and boy, these two teams utilize the clock, don't they, Wayne Baker?
They do. They just have great offensive sets.
Up top, the ball's knocked out of play. Great to have Wayne Baker along on our broadcast. Bob Kay, who was scheduled to do this evening's game, unfortunately is ill.
You know, one refreshing thing about this too, Scott, is that we're actually seeing the clock move. Not that I'm in a hurry to get out of here or anything, but we're not standing here shooting free throws and having a half last an hour and a half.
Johnson County with the ball on the right-hand side. Sims brings it up top to Lawler. Lawler in between the circles. Lawler will roll to the right-hand side, now to the left. Heavily guarded by Pachciarz out top. He works it in the middle to Hubbard. Hubbard in between the circles to the free throw line, and the shot clock runs out.
Well, we've seen it come close a couple times in this game. It hasn't gone off yet. That's the first shot clock violation in the game. We never came close all day.
Oh, no.
In this game, we've come close a couple times. Shot clock violation due to great defensive effort by Danville.
There were some games Shockey saved the power bill by just turning them off. Sowder out on the left-hand side, gives the ball to Foster. Danville area with the ball. Up by 1 at the free throw line. Sanders tried to get it inside to Foster and overthrows the intended receiver out of play.
Well, that was just tough luck there. Foster was open going to the basket. Petty happened to be in the same vicinity. Both players thought the ball was coming to them. Had the ball went to Foster, they would have scored. Petty reached back and tipped the ball away, out of bounds.
24-23, Danville area with the lead. Johnson County with the ball. 3:40 left to play here in the first half. On the bounce across the top to Bond. DeBon comes to the right-hand side and gives to Lawler. Lawler down low. Sims turns, shoots, scores. Sims with 10 points, and he becomes the first player in the game to enter double figures. 25-24, the lead by Johnson County. Danville area into the